When I sobered up in the jail, where 90% of the guys were injecting heroin, approximately two-thirds had hepatitis C, yellow jaundice skin, teeth rotting out. They were going to die from it. I saw the end of that road of drug use, and I was horrified that I'd put people on that road. I knew I couldn't change my past, so I just resolved to go out and share my story. I went through a period of teenage anxiety, and when the rave scene started in the UK and I took ecstasy, all my anxiety melted away, and I moved to America in 91. So when I started raving, and as I was progressing as a stockbroker, I'd pull up at these like warehouse raves on the south side of Phoenix in like a twin turbo Mazda RX-7. They knew I had money because I was a stockbroker. The local ravers started to call me the Bank of England. That was my nickname. So they started to come to me asking me to invest in their projects, which involved throwing raves. That's how it started. When my best mate came over from the UK, we started to get heavily into drug use. I started to see the profit opportunity that was an opportunity there. And I made this decision then, a fateful decision. Do I want to keep working these long hours in the stock market, or should I make a go of trying to make money from the party scene? And I chose the party scene, and that's caused me to lose everything eventually, and 6 years of my life. So what I did was I applied my business studies knowledge to structure it like a corporation. As I rose up the ranks in the ecstasy distribution, my competitor was an organisation run by the Gravano family. So Sammy Gravano's son, he told me he was dispatched one night to kidnap me from a nightclub. I had my own security team. The guys I was with felt the atmosphere change, and what had happened was they put a bounty on me. And the atmosphere changed, and the guys I was with said we need to leave, but we just left. We just dodged them in time. By the end of it, I was taking crystal meth, I was taking ketamine, I was taking GHB, I was taking the ecstasy pills, I was taking assorted Mexican pharmaceuticals. But when you're taking drugs yourself, you have false bravado. The drugs are telling you you're Mr. Cool Guy, you're above the law, you're like living like a character out of a movie, and all this nonsense. Your friends around you are also taking drugs, and you're all reinforcing each other's insane behaviour. There was nobody to put the brakes on. So I'd met a woman and fall in love, and she taught me out of the importation, so I'd actually quit. So when the SWAT team came, May 16th, 2002, I was on the computer getting back into stock trading, and there was a bam, 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 bam on the door. Jump up, look through the people, it's blacked out. I'm thinking, is it the cops or people pretending to be the cops coming to rob me? Look out the window, the whole complex is completely surrounded. Go through to the bedroom to my girlfriend. We're like, alright, we better let them in. So we're halfway through the living room, and then just boom, door just flies off the hinges. Hands above your heads, get on the ground now, don't effing move. And you just see that look in their eyes, if one false move, they pull the trigger, your life's over, so you drop fast. I started out in Sheriff Joe Arpaio's jail. I think 57 people died around the time I was there over a 5-year period, making it the jail with the highest rate of death in America. So I'm getting used to the sounds of heads getting bashed against toilets and bodies getting thrown around. It was a daily thing. All my money and assets were seized, so my parents remortgaged the house, and it cost $100,000, and I'd still be in prison. Because in America, you get what justice you can afford. I was released from prison in December 2007. I started the school talks back in 2009, I think were the first ones. And I basically just went in, scared the living daylights out of the kids with the jail conditions and the consequences of what can happen if you get involved in drugs. Like my mum had the nervous breakdown, my sister had to have counselling. And they can see then the horrors of what drug use leads to by me just telling them my story. So my philosophy is more education, less incarceration.